All right, hey everybody, this is Doa. I've got a lot more boxes coming soon, but at least I've got one here on day one, waiting for the other ones in the mail. Thought we'd just open a quick box of Shadows of the Galaxy. Picked it up from my local card shop. Here, of course, this is set to Shadows of the Galaxy. I'm very excited. Will I finally open a showcase? That's the real question here. The answer is probably no. The answer is probably no, because I opened 3 cases plus prize packs of the first set, and I did not open a showcase. We beat the odds. It's supposed to be 1 in 12, 1 in 12 boxes. I opened the equivalent of 18 to 20, depending on pricing, and so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Don't worry about the blurriness when I hold it up. It's crystal clear. There you go. So let's move the packs over here. See what we get. I'm excited about playing Cad Bane specifically. Oh, I love these paperbacks, by the way. I'm glad so many people in the industry are moving to this. There's a Ray. Oh, starting off with a Hyperspace Maz Kanata's Castle. Not bad, not bad. We'll put the Hyperspaces here, and we'll try to sort things out kind of as we go. So let's go blue Heroism. We're going to go Heroism, Villainy, regular. Yep. Red. Let's see. So we're going to kind of go through the commons pretty quickly here. Nice Hyperspace Village Protectors. That's cool. I'm setting the Hyperspaces aside. I have like a separate pile of those so I can keep track of them and put them in my deck whenever I want to, you know? Because, I mean, Hyperspace stuff just looks so good. Protector of the Throne. What a neat hat. What a neat hat they have. Surprise Strike, a great respawn. If you hear my kid crying in the background, don't worry. Her mom is taking care of her. But she's at that age where she's learned to scream and she loves to do it. It's a Wild Rancor for our first rare. 6/8 Overwhelm. Double aggression. Deal 2 damage to each other ground unit when played. But when you do play it, it is a little bit of a bomb. So that is kind of exciting. I'm going to put the rares. Let's see. Let's do it there. And then our foil is an Unlicensed Starfighter. I just, like, as far as regular foils go, I'm not too big on it. I kind of just, you know, put them in with the regular cards. That kind of, just being in with the regular cards too helps them not Pringle in case I need them. Gar Saxon, regular Maz Kanata's Castle. Alright, there's that, And again, going through the comments pretty quickly here. Oh, a Hyperspace Bounty Guild Initiate, one of the Ice Cave Radio spoiler cards. Check it out. This card is really good, by the way. I was running some of these in a Double Cunning Boba Fett last night at my armory. We just kind of decided, like, whatever cards people had from pre-release, go ahead and throw them in your decks. We'll have like a 1.5 set armory night, just, or not armory, you know, weekly play night just for fun. And so I had enough to feel like I could build a pretty good Double Cunning Boba Fett, and I included these guys, and they were really good. So highly recommend. Contained Intimidator. There we go. McClunky, one of the best cards in the set, easily, and definitely one of the sets, one of the cards that is very needed by Cad Bane. Fennec Shan, another great card as well. Very good. Scanning Officer. Sinara San is uncommon here. Pretty strong, actually. Although the bounty on there does give me pause, but I might give it a shot. Inspiring Mentor, I think this is a great card for Ray, obviously. The rares there. And a foil the client. Ooh. Wow, a foil Werner Herzog. Did you ever think you'd be saying that in a card game? The foil card flashes like the bright optimism of the soul building a deck for a competitive card game. I tried. That was my best Werner Herzog. And I could have done that better, frankly. I could have done better. Not the greatest. I'll keep practicing. Don't worry. All right, boom. Hyperspace, Boba Fett. Very cool. You leave the Hyperspace leaders and bases separate. Oh, my coffee. I gotta drink some coffee. I love to make my own coffee. I don't make the beans, obviously, but not yet anyway. But I do like to buy whole beans, and I'm very into different methods of preparing them. Whether it's French press pour over, Chemex pour over with the metal filter, Let's see, what else is there? AeroPress as well, Mocha Pot. There's a lot of different flavors you can achieve. Zuckuss, great card. Content Peacekeeper, this card is so sick. Especially in like, I like it in New Han, at least in the initial builds I've been doing, because again, like, do 2 damage for it, sure, whatever. You've got a raid 2, restore 2, so it's a 3/3 for 3 with raid 2 and restore 2. Great card, I think, to play with New Han to get out a little bit early. Oh, that was a rare. It's Lam Pike. There it is. You may give a shield token to an enemy unit. If you do, give a shield token to a friendly unit. Shield tokens for everybody. And then, ooh, a foil Relentless Pursuit. Very nice. All right. Definitely going to be putting that into my my Boba Fett deck. I already have 2 of those so far from pre-release, and they were very good. I mean, because you, again, going back to double commenting Boba, you flip, there's Cad Bane, you flip Boba, you play that, you give him a shield, he can attack into things, he can be safe. Outlaw Corona, great aggressive card, actually. 3 for 3/5 in space, super strong. Like, Bounty, yeah, the Bounty is kind of scary, but you got to think about what you can get done before it dies, you know? And can you set up things to just make sure it doesn't die? That's the other side of it. Warbird Stowaway. Let's see, Cloud Rider. Good old reprint of the Underworld Thug. Content Intimidator. All right. Bounty posting. You know what I didn't read on this at first? You may play that upgrade. For some reason I missed that on this card, but it's actually really good. You go find a bounty, play it. Since it only costs 1, it's very doable. So I think I'm gonna have to put that in there. Jabba's Rancor. All right. I think a must play if you are playing Jabba the Hutt. It's fun to just pay 7 for a 9/9, and then of course such a great when played on attack. Very cool card. Effin Mon. I ran one of these in one of my Cad Bane pre-release decks. It was very fun to try to see people play around it and be like, okay, well, if I attack the base with this, then he doesn't have anything in space, so he can't capture the space unit. But then if so it messes up your opponent for sure. Ooh, foil Guavian Antagonizer. All right, there you go. Which I think that could be a good aggressive Cad Bane card. She agrees. It's a very talkative age. Discerning Veteran. This card is an absolute MVP, at least in Limited. We'll see how he does in Constructed, but just being able to capture an enemy non-leader ground unit, any cost. The fact that there's no cost restriction is great with this. It's a 3/4, so it's still a beefy body, even though you're paying 5 for it. I think it's great. Hyperfoil, or not Hyperfoil, Hyperspace, Criminal Muscle, Flexing Greedo, Swallow, but not Han Swallow. Principled Outlaw, where does it go? There it goes. Aid, Midnight Repairs, Arm to the Teeth is uncommon. Oh, whoa, check it out. It's a Hyperspace Marauder. Oh, what a beautiful card. I think I talked about in one of our episodes, so I thought this was going to look great in Hyperspace, and it certainly does. Hyperspace Rare. Ambush. When played, choose a card in your discard pile. Put it into play as a resource if it shares a name with a unit you control. There's the new Green Han deck. I like running this in that because you can, set things up so you can get a resource with this, and it's such a great ambush. 5 for a 4/5 in space with ambush is super premium, so that's great. Hyperspace, exciting. Ooh, my first legendary of the set. I didn't open any legendaries in my pre-releases, so this is my first legendary of Shadows of the Galaxy. Is Dryden Voss, who's kind of a menacing character in the movie. I think played by Sean Bettany, if I remember right. But who's a great actor. Actually, Solo is a better movie than people give it credit for. Was it necessary? No, we already got a young Han Solo movie. It was called Episode 4, A New Hope. But that said, I mean, Ron Howard did a great job directing. I thought it was a fun movie, so cool to get a character from that. Dryden Voss. When played, choose a captured card guarded by unit you control. You may play it for free under control. I really want to try him out in a capture-heavy deck. I want to build a Cunning Command Cad Bane and include this guy in there as a top-end thing, where you play him and then you take one of the things you've captured, because theoretically you're capturing a lot of stuff, and suddenly you just get it. And he's shielded, so I think that's a pretty good unit. And Hyperfoil Village Protectors, there we go. We're going to put the legendaries over the side here. And Hyperfoil, they go near the legendaries too. They go in the binder. All right. So I'm glad I pulled one of those. I did want to try him out in my CAD control deck. Hondo, Hyper Hondo, Hyperspace Hondo Tanaka. Seems like a fun leader to build around. I might build a Hondo deck at some point. All right. I'm just so excited about all the new deck building options that we have. Rose Tico, very strong card with Finn, obviously. She's kind of built to work with Finn. Aside from that, 4 for a 2/6 shield is still like a great body to put upgrades on the board. So that's not bad at all. And you can also like give out the experience tokens too. So honestly, this is like, I feel like this is a rare quality uncommon card. I'm kind of surprised she's an uncommon because it's a very good card. Cripple Authority, Frozen in Carbonite, another sealed MVP. This card is, or sealed or draft MVP. It's really great. Yo, 2 in a row. Are you serious? Oh, I misplaced it. 2 legendaries in a row, and it's the Mandalorian. Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy. Does anyone remember that stuff? I guess if you didn't grow up in the 90s, you probably don't. 6 for a 5/6. Sentinel. When played, you may heal all damage from a unit that costs 2 or less and give 2 shield tokens to it. So Grogu costs 2 in the game. It's a Grogu saving device, but I think it's also good in decks like Rey as well, where you're going to be playing a lot of cheaper stuff and then buffing it, so that cost will remain even after the unit is buffed. So there's a good chance you have a buffed cheap unit that will be on the board when the Mandalorian comes out, and you might be able to get some use out of it. And foil rare, not bad. All right, so we got a foil rare as well. Choose sides. That's a fun one. Cool. Put that over there. Just going to close Discord completely so it stops notifying me. Hold 1 second. There we go. All right. Next. 2 good legendaries. And what is this? Oh! Ha! My first showcase. It happened. It actually happened. You were here. You saw it. My first box of Shadows of the Galaxy. I get a showcase. It's a showcase Boba Fett. So, very playable leader, I would say. Not like my favorite leader in the set that I'm most excited to build around, but I definitely will now. That is a showcase Boba Fett, ladies and gentlemen. We got one. And the art is so sick on this card too, isn't it? I mean, like, you know, say what you will about the Book of Boba Fett era Boba Fett, right? I mean, a divisive show in the scene. We'll put it that way. But you can't deny Boba Fett in his armor sitting on the throne there. Looks pretty sick. Hold on, let me put the rest of this pack down. I gotta get a perfect fit sleeve to put this in. We'll just set this right here for the moment. Oh, I pulled a showcase. Finally, it happened. All right, so let's get that in there. Oh, what a cool card. I got a showcase. It's a very playable showcase. That is super exciting. Wow, just a random box. Hey, shout out to Mike over at Lost Planet Games for in Torrance for supplying me this box. He just pulled it out of the box of boxes, handed me a showcase. What a guy. If you're in the area, great locals. We always have like 12 plus, usually like 16 plus every week for Star Wars. We had 34 people for the pre-release, so really a pop in store as far as events goes. Yeah, check that out. Wow, that is so sick. All right, we got one. We finally got one. We finally got a showcase. Excellent. We'll set that right over here. There we go. Yeah, we have the rest of the pack to go through too. Deathwatch. I'm so happy. Hunting Nexu. This is, I think, going to be a fun card to think about. I thought about running it in Kylo. It is aggressive because if you think about it, it flips on 4. Actually, Kylo flips on 4. So in theory, you can always, well, I guess it can't attack the turn it comes in, but you can. I think it's easy to make that raid 2 happen with this card. So Pike Sentinel, by the way, very good. I think Palpatine enabler if you want to run blue Palpatine. Palpatine just needs more early Sentinels just to gum up the board, just to slow things down. So I think he'll be good for that. That's another deck I want to try out. Is Palpatine once again. Although I do like finishing matches, so maybe Palpatine isn't the greatest idea to play. Clan Saxon Gauntlet, cool art on that one. Omega is our rare. Ignore the aspect penalty on the first clone unit you play each round. I would love to build a Hunter clone deck and just kind of mess around with those mechanics. That'd be really fun. And she's obviously going to be a 3 of in that deck. Hey, what do you know? Clone Deserter. Foil Clone Deserter right after Omega. So she would make him be able to play in any deck, theoretically. He's a clone. So there you go. Very cool. Also, Clone Deserter, MVP card in Ray, for sure. Getting to play 2-3 for 1 and then make it a 3-4 with Ray's ability on the first turn. Sure, the bounty is draw a card, but that's actually like, it's not even a, it's like it doesn't even have a bounty, honestly, unless they happen to draw a card they want to play right then, you know? Because a lot of times you're going to be drawing something and you already had a plan for what you wanted to do anyway. There's Finn, a little rare leader there, awesome. So I'm really not that bothered by that bounty on that card. I think it's a very good aggro card. Deathmark, heard not an easy thing to live with. Oh, Rivals Fall. When I saw this was coming out, I was like, rip leaders. But it does cost 6. So if you break it down, let's talk about Rivals Fall for a second. If you break it down, you flip your leader on 6. They play Rivals Fall on 6 to kill it. Depending on the board state, if you have other stuff out there, then they've essentially paid all their resources to kill the thing you played for free. And then, if you have a better board, you're not really out a whole lot. So this is a great card, don't get me wrong, but it's not the be-all, end-all answer to leaders that some people have been saying it is. It does have a downside in that it does have a cost that you have to pay for it. Fen Rao, very exciting card. Oh, hey, check it out. That's awesome. Hyperspace Heroic Resolve. Very cool. Hyperspace Rare. Neat card for sure. And yeah, just a big extra attack. I think it's going to be a good aggro thing. I think it works well probably in Ray. But I'll have to see it in testing. Wish we would have gotten a better story for Finn in the sequel movies. I feel like he just kind of got sent off on side quests. But that's a different podcast, I guess. Chewbacca. Rare for this pack. So double rare pack so far. Grit, he's got 10 HP. Jeez. When played, you may defeat a unit with 5 or less remaining HP. So he's kind of a good late-game bomb, I feel like. There's going to be some neat ways to use him. Obviously, Han lets him bring him out a little bit earlier if you're playing blue. And then another good aggressive bounty card. Again, draw a card. Not a really huge deal as far as your opponent collecting it. Playing a 2-3 in space for 1 is pretty strong. Strong makes me want to throw it on the ground. Yeah, play 2 of those in space. You have 4-6 of health in space going into turn 2. That's pretty good. Lando Calrissian and a hyperspace Coronet City. All right. Very cool. Vambrace Grapple Shot, which kind of sounds like a band name if you think about it. Yeah, back in the good old days when I was playing bass for Vambrace Grapple Shot. Chain Code Collector. I think that might be one that fits into the Boba deck as well. Headhunting. Hey, this is the other my other preview card. Neat. And I think just tailor-made for Bosk. What more can you say? Mercenary Gunship. I think this card is actually a sick aggro card. 2 for a 3/2. Great. Pay 4, take control of this unit. Like, is your opponent ever going to really want to pay 4 to take away your 3/2 later in the game? Is that really how they want to use their 4-resource turn? Probably not. So this might as well just be blank. For all intents and purposes, I don't think you need to worry about it too much. Emphas Ness, a good underworld aggression card. I might try her out in Cad Bane. I think she might be good there. Hey, I love this card. The Hotshot DL44 Blaster. Very nice. Rare. Just being able to smuggle this out to attack with it right away. So it's essentially pay 3, get +2 and attack with it. And so late game, when your opponent's not expecting it, this could be good. So don't sleep on the smuggle with this. I think it's pretty strong. And then a Vigilant Pursuit Craft is our foil. Yeah, maybe a good, perhaps a good limited card. I haven't had a chance to really play it yet, but yeah. All right. Hey, Kylo Ren. Great. I wanted to build a Kylo Ren mono red deck, so glad I pulled one here. He's a rare leader, so there wasn't a guarantee I'd see him in the box. That's good. Man, I've got so many decks to build, but first and foremost, we're going to try to make Boba Fett fantastic. Moisture Farmer, this card is super good in Ray. This card is just great in general. 1 for a 0/4 with Restore 2. I think it's such a great early sustain card. You could also play this in Palpatine, keep in mind. And you absolutely should if you're playing blue, because he's just going to make the game last forever. Which you want to if you want to win the game, is Palpatine. Ooh, Hyperspace Covert Strength. Nice. That said, I don't know if your opponent's going to want the game to last forever, but hey, a win is a win, right? Just watch out for that time limit. IG-11, exciting card to think about from a Bosk perspective, I think. New Adventure, I think this is going to be a great double cunning card for, if you play like a double cunning Cad Bane, it might actually be pretty good because it's just more bounce, right? More bounce is always good. Whoa, oh my gosh, I'm dropping everything. Oh, that's a neat set. Okay, we got Echo. Echo is cool. We have Boba Fett's Armor. This card is such an MVP. I had one of these that I was able to play in my deck last night. And it just turns off Cad Bane's ability. Because if you notice, it says, if attached unit is Boba Fett and damage would be dealt to him, prevent 2 of that damage. So your opponent plays something, Underworld, they're like, okay, 1 damage or 2 damage if Cad Bane is flipped. Coming in, where's it going to go? You say, I'm going to target Boba Fett. Boba Fett's armor text comes into play and prevents the damage. So it does just turn off Cad Bane, which is pretty neat. Foil Fennec Shan, also pretty neat. Yeah, it's a good card in that specific use case, but it's also just a good card in general, I think. Hey, speaking of Cad Bane, there he is. Yeah. Need more coffee. I actually think it's wild that this isn't just like the first time each turn damage would be taken, but it's just straight up if he would take damage. And it's not specific about it being combat damage or anything, it's just damage. So, very versatile card. Very cool. Take Captive, great card for anything green, I suppose now. Job obviously wants to run it. I think my Cad Bane deck is going to run it. Rivals Fall again. Liberated Slaves. This is an interesting card because it's got so many traits, and it's a 3 for a 3/5. So cost wise, it's pretty solid too. Rich Reward. I actually do run that. I did run that in my my double cunning Boba. I think it was okay. Oh, sick. Hyperspace Forlom. I always liked Forlom and Zuckuss. I always thought they looked neat. It was cool that they were like this pair of creepy looking bounty hunters. So I think that's cool. So I'm happy to get a Hyperspace one. Hey, all right. A second Marauder. That's cool. Definitely want to play a set of these. And then a foil Cripple Authority. Look at they're very worried about their authority being crippled. Look at this guy. That's funny. I got some like printing lines or something on that. Some surface stuff going on there. All right. Guys, I'm still so excited I opened a showcase. I can't believe it. And it's a showcase that I actually kind of like, so that's great. And when I say kind of like, it wasn't on the top of my list to build around, but I was definitely planning on building a new Boba Fett deck, so very cool. I feel like I haven't played enough Heroism in this game yet, so yeah. I think this will be a good sideboard card. Just returning upgrades to hand. There are certain situations where you want to run it main board, I suppose. Queel seems like a really good card to restore 1, obviously 2 for 2/3. Discard a card from your deck. If it shares an aspect with your base, return it to your hand. So just extra card draw. That's pretty good. You can definitely build your deck to make that work. Punishing 1, another Bosk specialty, I suppose. Lady Proxima. All right, I got 0 of these in my pre-release packs, by the way. Not a single Lady Proxima, which is kind of crazy because I went undefeated twice with Cad Bane, but she would have made it even easier to do that. Amazing card, definitely goes into Cad Bane. Just more damage, more capitalizing on the ability, altering the deal. I'm not so sure about this card. It only costs 1. And you do get to destroy something that's captured. So you capture something and pay 1 for it. In a lot of cases, it's going to be 4 total cost. That's a very cheap way to remove a big unit. So I think it's maybe got a chance, but I'm not sure. Foil Mercenary Company is our last one. I'll have to give it some testing. Whenever I look into something and I'm like, okay, this is good if I have like, in this case, a card on the board, another capture card, and the extra resource to spend it. That's a lot of hoops to jump through. So whenever I think about a card's value, I think like, okay, how much other stuff do I have to have going on before this card is good? And so that aspect of it gives me a little bit of pause for that card, but we'll see. Fennec Shan, I think, going to be great. Heroism Leader. Obviously, Giving Things Ambush is awesome. Discerning Veteran, this guy's a 3 of in any capture deck. We talked about him already. He's good. Warzone Tenant. All right, we got a Hyperfoil just peeking above there. I saw that. I saw that. Cargo Juggernaut. I think it's a good reprint. No Bargain. Good for discarding. Of course, on Dissident. Crosshair. Fun if you power him up, because you can just, it's a colon ability, it's not a action. So it's just 2, just power him up, and then tap him, and do like 6 damage or something and kill it. So I think that's really neat. He kind of demands a response from your opponent, so it's a cool design for a card. Unexpected Escape. Exhaust the unit and save a captured card for 1. That's really good. Chaos of War. This is a must-have for, I think, a mono or double red Kylo Ren deck. You dump your hand and then you play this, and it's essentially your version of For a Cause I Believe In. You're paying 3 and doing potentially 4+ damage. So I like it a lot. Oh, Hyperfoil Clan Challengers. That looks very cool. Neat. I think this card is, it probably belongs in Mandalorian decks, probably belongs in Bo-Katan, but paying 5 for a 3 damage card, you know, you play it and then your opponent is very incentivized to attack into it because it only does 3 damage back, and at that point in the game that's not going to be as big of a deal if it attacks. Obviously having Raid 3 and Overwhelm, swinging for 6 with Overwhelm is great, but I do wonder about the usefulness of that one a little bit. Han Solo, going to be a fun new leader to build around for sure. Hunting Nexu. Alright. Oh, Hyperspace Hutt's henchmen. You can see the henchmen so much better now. Ooh. Look at all those henchmen. Hunter Faxian Brute, I think, is good. Brutal Traditions. Chrysanthemum. Alright, yeah. Attack, choose a ground unit. You may deal 1 damage to it for each damage on this unit. So there's definitely some fun combos I think you can do with Chrysanthemum. He's going to be a card that I want to play around with. Again, like, I think it's a Bosk thing. It's a Bosk thing, you know. Hey, another legendary. Rule with Respect. A friendly unit captures each enemy non-leader unit that attacked your base this phase. So it's kind of like, come in here for a big group hug, everybody. Boba Fett's gonna give everyone a big hug, and it's a foil, Hunter the Haxian Brood. So yeah, I think in Boba Fett, I probably want to play this, but then again, you have to have things that attacked your base, so there's that caveat with it. So I'll put that on like a maybe as far as like, do I want to run that card? Maybe. Either way, I think it'll be one that'll be pretty easy to trade for. Sorry, I've got a scratchy voice and sometimes during the day. All right, Hyperspace Base, Clone Deserter, always good. All right. Reckless Gunslinger. I think this is going to be a good one for Cad Bane Red if you're running it, obviously. And also a good one for Kylo Ren as well. Even for just putting in your resources. Oh, that looks cool. Hyperspace Outland TIE Vanguard. I love the hyperspace just thing in this game. Any card can look very, very cool. That one does. Rich Reward. Look the other way. I think this is a really good card. You know, exhaust unless your opponent plays 2. There's going to be a lot of turns they can't respond to that if you play it right. So that is exciting. Lurking TIE Phantom. I'm not sure about this card. It's hard to kill if your opponent doesn't have units in space, but if they do, it's very easy to kill. So, and it does cost 3 for a 4/2 essentially. So I'm not sure. I like the idea of it. I like the design of the card. I just don't know how useful it's going to be. Bounty Hunter's Corey. That lets you play a unit, right? Yeah. Search top 5 cards of your deck, or 10 cards if the unit is unique that you took out, for a unit that costs 3 or less and played for free. Does let you play Boba Fett for free. There's a lot of good 3-cost things out there. Cobb Vanth is our rare. Check him out. I had him in one of the pre-releases. Never got to play him. Another thing that lets you play something for free. Exciting stuff. And a foil Gray Squadron Y-Wing. I think this just simply goes into my Sabine deck over the X-Wings at this point. Yeah. All right. Another Cad Bane. This thing, Battle Tank, was really good and limited. Smuggle out at just the right moment, so I had some blocking. Fambrius Grapple Shot again. Frontier Trader. I think this is an interesting one to consider. because you basically get a card back for free. You don't lose a resource. So there are some decks I think maybe that can use this. I do want to explore it at least. Wanted. Oh, it's just so many regular cunning in a row. Salacious Crumb. There he is. I think he's a really fun card for Cad Bane in blue. Midnight Repairs. Maz Kanata. All right. We're on the Ray train now. I think this is a great card to play in Ray probably. Can do some buffing. And there's probably some other decks. I mean, honestly, maybe even Boba Fett you play Maz Kanata in. I'm not sure. It's a possibility. Foil Kuil. He has spoken. These paper packs are so easy to open. Hey, Hyperspace Han Solo. Nice. That's cool. I do try to get at least one hyperspace of each of the leaders. Funny enough, I opened all those boxes I told you about, and I didn't get a hyperspace Cassian Andor. That's the only one I'm missing from set 1. Hyperspace Moment of Glory. Traitor! But, like, it wasn't really a very glorious moment for him, because he kind of just got, like, bodied. But, you know, he tried. He tried, you know. The Client. I think the Client's a great card. Cassian Andor. Speaking of Andor, I think this is one of the best cards in the set, honestly. 3 for 3/5, great. Smuggling him out, readied for 5. That can definitely throw your opponent off. I think it's going to be good. I think if I run red with Boba Fett, I think I want to put him in there probably. Hey, Hyperspace Sundari Peacekeeper, another great card. All right. Val. Bounty, deal 3 damage to a unit when she dies, but is 2 for 2/4. And when defeated, she gives 2 experience tokens to a friendly unit. So probably worth running in deck set run blue. And a foil Bounty Hunter's Quarry. I haven't done any testing with Val yet, but I kind of want to. Another solo A Star Wars Story card. Here's Hunter. All right, we got a Hunter. Nice. Hyperspace Remnant Science Facility. Original Pursuit Craft. Captive. All right. I mean, I feel very compelled to run Boba Fett with Cunning if I'm running the new Boba Fett, just because I really want to put Boba Fett's armor on him. Forlom. Another, always good to find a Forlom. Hey, what do you know? A Hyperspace Boba Fett's armor. That's nice. I have the playset now. Great. Yeah, that's sick actually. So, ooh, that's neat. So I think I'll be trying to run Cunning with new Boba first. Whoops. Hey, look, this one was upside down. No, it's not. He's just upside down because he's like a bad guy. Migs Mayfield. It's did you ever think that you would have the what's the comedian's name? Bill Burr. Bill Burr, the card. We have Werner Herzog the card and Bill Burr the card in this set. It's Migs Mayfield. Obvious include in Kylo. He's a great, you know, first turn play, and then you discard something. You know, the next turn, do 2 damage to things. He's great because you can choose where the damage goes. That makes him very strong. Definitely good rare. And Warbird Stowaway. Fun smuggle, I think. All right. We're about 2/3 through the pack now at this point. We're through the box. Got the Bosk. Desperate Attack, I think, is okay. I do like Black Sun Starfighter, just a good, inexpensive Sentinel in space. Wookiee Warrior, obviously, one you'll be putting in Han. Han and Wookiees might be a fun archetype. Relentless Pursuit. All right. Let's see. Fell the Dragon. Another one of our kind of our opposite takedown, basically, where it's for big, high damage units instead of like health units. Probably a sideboard card, I would say. Hey, the Darksaber. All right. We're playing Boba. Let's go in there. And we have a foil Clan Ren Rescuer. But yeah, the Darksaber. This is such a neat card. While playing on a Mandalorian unit, you ignore the aspect penalty. So it can go anything. This can go in Sabine. I know people are already trying to run it in like Cunning Sabine, which is pretty neat because you flip Sabine, on 4, you play the Darksaber on her, and suddenly she is massive. She would be a 6/8 that does an extra damage to base when you attack with her. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. and you can give experience points to other friendly Mandalorian units. So sure, maybe you want to run a Sabine Mandalorian package, or maybe you just want to run this in there because if you draw it and put it on her, she's huge. And if you don't draw it, then you just, if it doesn't line up, you just resource it, right? So very cool. Wow. 4 legendaries and a showcase. This is a great box. I mean, it's all icing on the cake at this point, right? Oh, check it out. A hyperspace Kylo Ren. All right. Nice. Oh, that looks cool. Yeah, I like that art. That is cool. I will definitely be building Kylo. Rivals Fall. Oh, I think we got a hyperfoil back there. Exciting. Exciting. It's and of course it's going to be like a, you know, a hyperspace. What's the best hyperspace legendary to go with Boba Fett? I don't know. Hyperspace Dark Saber. Give me that. Yeah. All right. The Armorer. Ketsu Ono. I think this is going to be another interesting card to watch. Maybe a good Sabine card. Yeah. Take out, it's got Saboteur. It's got upgrade removal. So at least I think a good sideboard card for like Cunning Sabine or something. Tech. All right. This is one of the cards I'm most excited about in the set. Each friendly resource gains Smuggle. And the Smuggle cost is a card's cost +2. And he himself can be smuggled. So this is just a fantastic card for any heroism deck, I think. Just having him out there, he's a 2/5, he's fairly hard to remove, good target for upgrades, and just the ability to suddenly make anything in your resources smuggleable is very strong. So I think Tech's going to find his way in a lot of decks for a long time. Hyperfoil Frontier Trader is the opposite of a legendary, but whatever. It's a hyperfoil. It goes in my box. Oh, did I bump this? Oh, hold on. There we go. I've got kind of the fisheye lens thing going today. I need a more stable, like, webcam mount. There we go. All right, Han Solo. At least the quality is good. I'm happy with the quality of this, but I could use a little bit more stability. All right. Cartel Turncoat. I'm telling you, it is a great, great card. I'm probably going to run those in my Boba Fett deck, actually. Because it has bounties, so it's going to get +1 attack. So, yeah, bounty counts as a keyword for the purpose of Boba Fett. Remnant Reserves. And Dr. Venson. It's got the death sentence on 12 systems. Not just wanted. Oh, no. He has a death sentence on 12 systems. Hardcore. Ponda Baba just hanging out. He's just photobombing the selfie. I think he's a great aggressive card. Absolutely would consider running him in Cad Bane. And a foil rare. Nice. Vambrace Flamethrower. On attack, you may deal 3 damage divided as you choose among enemy ground units. Very exciting. It's only a +1/+1 for 3, but the effect of the card feels quite strong, I think. So we'll see. 3 packs left. But man, after everything we've gotten in this box, icing on the cake. It's fine. Hondo and a Jabba's Palace. I kind of wanted a hyperspace Jabba's Palace. If I can get one of those, that'll be great. Moisture Farmer. Timely Intervention, I think, is a very good card. Cloud Rider is a very good card. Surprise Strike was a very good reprint. This is the way. Maybe you run that in Boba Fett. I'm just thinking about Boba Fett now, you know? Heroic Resolve, again, that is our rare. And we have a foiled Disabling Fangfighter. Welcome back. Good reprint, considering the amount of upgrades in the set. Hit my cards. All right. Leader base. I'm getting to the end, but what a box it has been. Clan Challengers in hyperspace. Privateer Skick. Check it out. I had 3 of these in my first pre-release deck, and just making sure that you had a 2/3 in space or shielded was very annoying for my opponent to deal with. So that was good. That was good. Embo. Sugi is our rare. It's double vigilance, interestingly enough. While she's upgraded, you have Sentinel, And you can smuggle. So, yeah, I think it's okay. 4 for 4/6 is okay. Double vigilance, though, I'm not sure why she's double vigilance, to be honest, but I don't know. Interesting card, but probably not one I'm gonna run. Not interesting enough, I guess. Oh, see, it doesn't even feel like a rare, so put it over there. Sorry, Sugi. All right, last pack. What do we got? Smear the target. Hyperspace Unlicensed Headhunter. 2 for 3/2 with Saboteur. The bounty, this bounty is a little bit concerning. If it's exhausted and it dies while it's exhausted, your opponent heals 5, so that does kind of set you back if you're playing an aggro deck. So, tricky card to use. Could be good. Probably not worth the risk, if I'm guessing. Let the Wookiee win. Opponent chooses 1. Ready up to 6 resources. You ready a friendly unit. If it's a Wookiee, attack with it. It gets +2 for the attack. If you're running Wookiees, I think it could be very fun to include in that. And a Foil Covert Strength is our final card. Heal 2 damage from a unit and give an experience token to it. I think for one that's pretty solid. I think you'll want to run it. Again, like I feel like this works quite well in a lot of different decks. And the Smuggle just makes it even better. So really, really nice common, actually. And that's it. That's our first box. Let's review. We got Hyperfoil, Frontier Trader, Clan Challengers, and Village Protectors. We got legendaries, good legendaries. Darksaber, Rule with Respect, The Mandalorian, and Dryden Voss. 4 legendaries, but above all else, I finally pulled my first showcase card. Oh yes, it's Boba Fett Daimyo. Definitely going to be building a deck around this. Keep an eye on the Patreon, the Discord for my list as I try to make a good Boba Fett deck. I think he's definitely a leader you can build around. When you play a unit that has 1 or more keywords, you may exhaust the leader. If you do, give a friendly unit +1/+0 for the phase. So, you know, you can. It's nice that it's for the phase and not just on attack. That's, I think, what makes him stand out a little bit from the other leaders that do similar things, because you can do this as a response to, okay, I know there's a unit of mine that they're going to attack. I'm going to give it +1 power and make them, you know, kind of pay an extra attrition penalty for attacking into it. Maybe get a trade or force them to attack something else. So there's very tricky things you can do on the leader side with him, I think. And then on the flip side, each friendly unit that has 1 or more keywords gets +1/+0. A blanket +1 attack, I think, is very good. So when he does flip, you potentially have either a big damage turn or a big way to trade and lock up the game. So he's not the strongest leader in the set for sure, but I think piloted well, you can find some success with this one. And since I've got the showcase, I'm going to do it. I always said if I got a showcase, that's just who I'm building around. So we're on Boba Fett Daimyo now. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to still build some other stuff too, but it's going to be fun to do this one. All right, cool. Well, that is going to do it for the video, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. And yeah, going to open more packs next week as my case arrives on Monday. So until then, I'm quite happy with this box. So yeah, awesome. All right, time to get building. See you guys later.